This is the story about young teenagers, what they're doing today in the community, in our community back home. And just trying to help young teenagers to stop, what they're doing, but it's up to them to think about it, to change their life. This is what I see in our community where I live, and this is happening. The hope for children is be strong and help themselves. Sometimes get help from family support by doing good things for themselves, just to look after themselves first. Culture, and take them out camping, teach them about culture. Sometimes go to church, we pray, just to lead themselves, calm themselves down. Hello, my name is Michelle. My graph is about life. The most important one is this one is about hunting, and this one they're teaching these younger ones their culture. There's two old ladies. The important thing is bush tucker too as well, mangrove. They collect longworms, mud mussel, money pole. That's the important one too for the culture and for traditional healing. It's really important to us, Tiwi people, and we have to respect that, especially when I go out hunting. Get my mind off things, like bad things, positive things. Stay away from family violence, like I have some family too that get involved in violence, and they tell me about their problem, but I just say, got nothing to do with me, just sort it out and talk to someone. So I talk to family too when they have them kind of problem, and sit by the fireplace. The fire is really, it's like a spirit too. You can tell stories and chuck bad things in the fire, like bad stories. It made me feel good then when I talk about like bad thing and just throw the feelings in the fire.
Hello, I'm Elaine Tupuruwi. Well, you can see on this picture, it's all about the beginning. When people, our families, gone away, passed away. And today we believe we can see a new beginning for ourselves. And powerful, strong messages to our parents that we feel our kids learning about they're happy, dancing, playing sports, families going hunting, family together, culture, connect to the fire, showing them how to get food, happy place where they can sit together, show them where the river is. And then time is another thing we've got to look at, because a lot of these things happening is a time that we can tell stories. Stories about our ancestors, where they live, country. You know, with their own kids when they were old people, you know. And this show us about the healing. That's when the dancing comes in. To me today, I learned when I was so young. I used to play music. I love music. You can see these music gramophones that I always play when I was young. Play music that keeps me good in myself. Out bush, going out bush.
Mm-hmm.
But this shows us a story. We strengthen ourselves. Be strong out in the country. And then make a better future for each one of us, families, caring for each other. And then believe in faith.
Hello, I'm Kathy Stasi from Palangapi. My story is about the trauma that we face in our life every day. And sometimes we have grieving in our families. And the thing is that sometimes it can be very challenging. Like we find it hard sometimes to deal with our problems. And sometimes it's good, sometimes that I've got, you know, some of us, our family likes to go out for hunting. We got a turtle here, mm-hmm. and this man is looking for turtle eggs. Sometimes it's good for, you know, like when we have problem, it's good to go for a walk down the beach where it's nice and quiet. Yeah, and sometimes when we do have problem, it's good that we have family support, sharing, family down the beach, having barbecue, sharing the, sometimes when we go at bush, we catch our bush tucker, like mussels, then we cook it on the fire and share it with the family. Sometimes it's good, like when we do have problems, sometimes people like to do arts and craft. And like I said before, it's good for people to get away from the problem and get yourself, sometimes it's good to sit and do some painting here. Sometimes the ladies like to go at bush, get pandanus. Lady is making a basket. So it's a lot of work. So you have to go at bush, collect pandanus. And it's good sometimes that we have sports in our life. That sometimes is something good for our young people. They need to have some sort of hobbies in their lives. We all do. We've got fire. It's a good healing for us. Sometimes when I feel sick, I like to sit and lie down beside the fire. It gives me warmth and it takes away my burden sometimes. Sometimes, you know, you don't have people to talk to. So we have fire. I mean, it won't talk to you, but it's good, like, for us, it's my healing thing. Yeah. We are made to reach for the skies. And sometimes it's good that we change our direction. Like sometimes it's good we don't always talk about the bad things. Try and change that to good things. Focus on good things to replace the bad things that happen in our life. We should not focus on the bad thing. We should try and focus on the good things.
Always food for us, always walk about in the bush, walk about in the beach. So we think about our ancestors. And today we believe because our parents, they're the ones give us that information about growing up to be adults. So one day when we have children, we just take this out. There's a better place to sit. They show us where we can show us the land. So one day we'll go back to that land. That's when Mana was saying we call it. But I'll tell you a story. When I was growing up, teaching a baby one. I bought a circle there. I made that circle because today I look, when I'm growing up, that's when my parents came by. They taught me, they showed me everywhere. This is the country that I belong to, every one of us cook about land, in land because our parents, they've been taking us long to see bush food. When we come back, we gather around at night, singing, telling stories. After that, that's always we post medicine around us. Will show us, Nagi, it's good for you, bush medicine when you're sick. This one make you heal. Because it's always bush around us and we there. Our parents are there and our children, my children are there. Because up to date, we show us around everywhere where we go. Growing up, I see them, parents. That's how that food culture is four skin groups, all about where we from, country, where we from, skin like Majapani. But today, I look at probably who we are, where we from. What? I have that everything like. Because anything that we can do is maybe go at bush. You don't worry anything. I know it's whether I get up quick, but sometimes when you bored down, just go to your friend, share with your friend, what can I do? There's always someone there to help you. Kalau want to share what we say today, that living with fear in yourself. Don't make fear in you, because you can believe in yourself. Spiritual is the one that helps you a lot. Every time when we don't want them yet, every time when you go around, walk about, it's always the traditional way of our families around us.
We're all family,
Okay.
and we're lucky. Don't forget that, come, share to each other. Well, think about the funeral days, we are all like one. What?
So, what I had in my mind, all these things, I put it, it's all about traditional healing.
Yeah.
Bush, that's where we go out, call out to the ancestors, respect the land and water, running water, we see and the sky above us and the sea, Long Beach. That's where sometimes we go at, us women, when we have lots of worry and we go out in the bush. Hila and other women. That's where we relax and heal and sit together and see what we see there. What helps us to feel good inside us. And this one, I put it like the word there. Making heart makes me feel happy when I'm down. It makes me relax.
Great.
Stay alive.
This is a tree. This is stress-free family.
What does it remind you of, that picture? Of yourself or?
Must desert tree grows. This tree here where they live, the rocks, the paru.
Does it remind you of that country?
Yeah. Sister or mom. Baby growing and just you see black babies. One, two, three, 4.
So all these things that you've put on here have helped you and your family to heal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on a happy family.
Just walking and sharing some things in our walk. You gotta walk together, get away from it all, Start walking with your friends and be rooted to the past, because always remember the culture that were given to us. It's got to be rooted in us. Not to forget.
What significance does water play in healing?
Keeps you, especially with the trees around, when you sit in the water, you hear birds and wind blowing, you hear like whispering, sounds like you feel like someone close, and you want to share it to spirits, ancestors. You probably know why you're there, away from everything. Just be on your own, out in the bush, water, running water, trees, and even out when you walk in the bush, you can sense them that they're there. Like a special bond with ourselves, with our families, and the land, country. We see we can release all those things that are hurting and if I release our bush, because us Aboriginal people are really connected with the land. It's where you feel the spirit.
But the best things for me is You know, I don't sit back at home feeling sorry for myself. I go out, look for family. And the best thing I find is I go to where the ladies like to share, you know, we have groceries, you know, have a sing-along. That's what healing is for me.
When they all stress out, sometimes when they're in big trouble, they go to cemetery to sit with their relatives to try and find peace. No, look at the people come never know when sometimes they go. If they can't go there, they yell out their family names. And you know, it's good. That's good thing too. They yell out to their family, they call their family names.
I like the fire, you know, like when we have problems sometimes, when you have fire there, it's good healing for us too, because maybe we connect ourselves with, you know, like it's part of our everyday life. We have fire, we have water, well, and that's sort of something I live by. Fire sometimes, like Auntie here, she shared about that little girl, the story about the little girl. This girl, when she went back to the land, she didn't know anything about the land. So she was sort of connected to the land. So she roamed around, went to the swimming hole, had a shower. Then when she came back, she found the ladies, so they sat down. There was a big fire. So she grabbed the paper. I mean, I really like that story because sometimes it brings back memories too, you know, when you're alone or when I'm alone. That's what I like to do, sit down in the fire, you know, nobody else but we got a higher power. Yeah, and our ancestors are always going to be with us. So, you know, we should not be afraid. You know, we got to learn to turn to someone. So like that little girl, she wrote down all the bad things was going through her, maybe good things she liked to change. And you know what I like about the story? They said this girl is mending, you know? Yeah. So whatever her past, she sort of said, I'm going to throw this bad thing in the fire. I'm going to start a new leaf. Yeah. You know, like that, now it's the wet season. We have the growth. Then we have, like, it's like Kalama too, Kalama. When Kalama, we have all that, people, whoever, the people that do that Kalama, they think about the dead, and singing about new life. Yeah, and it's like, the new life is like, you know, when the dry season, when you're born baby, growth, got it dry, wet season, but I'm talking about dry season. You know, the dry season, everything dried out, ready for burning. That's why I think fire is, somehow I'm connected with fire because it brings a lot of good things to me. You know, when I'm feeling down, nobody to turn to, I just make fire. Fire healing for me.
I was sharing to this lady about my grandson at this, my great-grand, had diarrhea, a little bit of, you know, tummy. And she said to me, get that leaf, that chimichanga. Get 2 or 3 leaves. And she told me to, you know, how to do it, you know. You boil hot water and dip that leaf in the boiling water. So I did what she said. I tipped the hot water in the cup and put the leaf in. And the leaf went gray, you know, gray color. Because the juice was going, that mixing with that water, hot water, boiling water. So I waited, and when the warm water was cool, I gave a spoonful to the little boy. And that diarrhea went slowly gone. And I went to that lady, I'm going to do this again. I said, thanks for your advice. She knew it. And I didn't know, I only knew about chest, And I didn't know it was on diarrhea too. And she told me, my mother told me, she said.
Like this tree in the middle represents me, my class, what I've been through. That is why I demonstrated to put, as you can see, pictures.
Yeah.
This goes back to the time when I lost my son. It was like 9 years ago. And what I've learned through the program is in regards to loss and grief. This represents my journey. At the bottom here, I've got leaders, members of the Tiwi Island Council. They represent our identity. Because when we go through traumas, we lose our identity, and these people are like they're main people to represent our identity. Help me connect who I was before the dramas. I can see all the positive, the program, and meeting people like Lucy helped me look at the brighter side. And these people on the stage, they represent our local band. Also remind me look at my grandchildren because they're growing up to be young musicians. And two of them also, they happens to be a member of the local band, B2M. And I can picture them in the future, that they can do we take their dad and our local band B2M. And also our traditional sides. And also look at the broader side of eating. Like we need to eat to keep our energy up.
Yeah.
And it helps. Instead of grieving, because the more time we spend on sorrow and grieving, it's not healthy. So eating does help. And also traditional hunting. I can imagine my grandchildren will be like this family down here. Because they're into turtle and dugong hunting. So hopefully I'll live long enough to eat what they gather or whatever they collect.
So this tree in the middle, how's that tree growing now?
Oh, beautiful, you should see it. It's flowers, got flowers.
Fantastic.
And I'm very, very proud that I really didn't plant it. I bought the plant, but I didn't plant it. It was my ex. I got him to plant it because the tree represents our son. It's growing beautifully.
How important is forgiveness to healing process?
Very important.
Would you say then that healing is like a journey? It's not really a place you get to?
It's a journey.
Yeah.
It is a very long journey.
Because always God and I still here. And today I still remember them from healing from that especially leave Kaduguni. We put Gaolanaki. We Gaolanaki Puta, Hanwood. Put Gaola. But yeah, we have put him to a hand fire. Brupnara, you eat Melamia. You are problem. Sometimes you can have me anything. Just put my hand out. They are among years, money. You put my problem. That's when a person, beloved one goes away from us. That's when that healing comes in. But we still remember them.
Well, we don't say goodbye, but
I say goodbye to them because that healing are healing. It's not them. It's us. Remember that it's not them. They will always be happy. Like us. Because we are asking them for something that we need to heal ourselves.
And when something's worrying, we're going to do all this worrisome, we're going to do this in our way. Yeah. And be happy. Finish on that one. Yeah.